It's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Cause I'm gonna go with you, baby. Let's go. Let's ride this thing.
I'm Dr. C. Victor Urban III, and I'm taking it to the house.
And I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover. And I'm taking it to the house. We just want to welcome y'all to another edition of Taking It to the House. Vic. The NBA is starting off tonight, which I'm very excited about. But that's not where I want to start. That's not where I want to start. I want to start in fantasy football. Bro, I'm going up against you this week. 5-1. You got any secrets? I just want you to feel sorry for the old man. Let me have this one. Because I'm getting to that retirement age. Social Security around the corner. AARP. Give a brother a break, okay? But take it easy on me this week, okay? That's where I wanted to start in fantasy football.
I can't take it easy. Do you remember how you taught me how to play the game? From when I could remember, you would beat me in anything you could. You say, you know what? If I teach you how to lose gracefully, then when you win, you'll win gracefully. Bruh, I can't look. You taught me too many hard life knocks and lessons. I'm now in the catbird seat. Look, if it's my job to help you get the ARP safely, I will do that. I will allow you to enjoy and bask in the sunset because I cannot just give you a win. You got to earn it, baby. You got to earn it.
Okay. Then it's on. I'm taking the gloves off and it's on. It's on and popping. Okay, I see how it is. Family or not, right? Family or not. But I do want to address, man, your Baltimore Ravens. Man, how are they going to let the Giants come up in there and tax that tail? Matter of fact, the Dodgers, too. We were talking about in the green room. LA market, man, we took a hit this weekend. So, bro, I'll toss it to you. I'm sure you got a rant, and I'll just piggyback off of anything that you have to say. Go ahead, bro. Hit it.
My my weekend started out good because the Dodgers had a game on that Friday and then they lost. So now we're going into the weekend 1-1. Okay, you know what? We can get home field advantage back. It's okay. But before I could watch that next Dodger game, game 3, I got the opportunity to watch my Trojans. All right, let's make a statement. We are undefeated. We're going to Utah, who people thought they'd win the Pac-12. They just got smoked by UCLA the week prior. They lost to Florida early in the year. So I'm feeling pretty good that Lincoln Riley is putting up points. Had little concerns about the defense. Well, not a little. I had a lot of concerns about our defense. This is not the Big 12. However, we're going to Utah. We have a 6-0 record going to play a team that's 4-2. They are the little brothers of the Pac-12 because they're one of the newest additions, them in Colorado. And they're going to end my night like that. And then the double down on that night of Saturday, the Dodgers lose game 3. So I'm already not in a good position starting my weekend, but there was hope. The hope was Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens will right the ship because we talked about on this show last week. They easily could have been 4-0. All right. This should be what they call a tune-up match. Let's go to New York. It's still the Giants. They still don't have a quarterback. They have the best player just came off of ACL surgery, Saquon Barkley. So this should be a win-me game. And we go out there. Lamar does what he's supposed to do. Still didn't put up the great numbers he should have, but it's a game he's supposed to win. And once again, the defense gives up the ghost. So that's how I end my weekend. Then the Dodgers start my week off as one of the winningest teams in the league this year. And I guess they got jealous because the Braves ended their season already. The Mets ended their season already. And they say, you know what? Who wants to play in the championship series anyways? We won 111. We showed we're one of the best teams in the league this year. Who needs the postseason? And they let little brother from the South The San Diego Padres backdoor sweep them, man. So you want to ask how my weekend went? You want to ask me how I'm doing? You ask about the Ravens. All that is in one big pot of mess, and I'm pissed, man. I'm my all my season. It just, I mean, come on, bro. I don't even know where to start with that. That's all I can tell you where I'm at right now until I get the words that come out of my mouth that is acceptable for this show. Because anywhere else, it's X-rated, bro. X-rated.
I hear you. I feel like Shaq is talking to me. Tim, tell me how my ass tastes. That's how I felt this weekend. Nasty, raw, dirty, putrid, okay? Yes, Dodgers. Great season. I applaud you. Well done. But we don't hang up division banners in LA. No, we want winners. We want winners. And I expected a winning season. I expected Dave Roberts himself. We talked about it on this show. You heard it, and it's national. He said, we're going to win the World Series this year. I drank Dr. Kool-Aid. I believed it. Many flaws, though. Many flaws. It's the pitching. And somebody would even argue rest versus rust because they didn't have to play the playoff or the wild card game. So they had about a week off before the season. Well, I think when they clinched the division, they were taking time off anyways, mentally. That's my opinion. And they weren't gearing up themselves for the postseason run. All along, as you say, the little brother in the South, the Padres, man, it seems like they were in playoff mode since Tatis went down. It was like scramble. Let's get somebody to fill in at the shortstop position admirably. Your boy from Korea, I believe, and then you get your boy from Washington, Soto is his name. So they kept coming. They kept coming. They had the good pitching. They had the good hitting. They were struggling at first, but they got it together. So having said all that, Dodgers miserable season. I don't care you made it to the playoffs. You may as well not made it to the playoffs. Terrible ending to the season, the way you went out. But I got to give it to the Padres. Even though we clown you guys, you stepped up. We're talking about hitting and pitching. If you don't do that, then what else is left? Defense, and you did that as well. Manny Machado, Gold Glove over there in third. Anything that went to him, man, he was just a vacuum over there. So give it to the Padres. They not only beat the Dodgers, they treated the Dodgers like they were the little brothers of the North, which bothers me. Dodgers, what are you going to do to retool? How are you going to get past this? We need our pitchers, yes. May and Buehler and Kershaw. Those are my three studs, and I just want to know what you're going to do. And Dave Roberts, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. I don't know because of analytics, and I'm hearing that it's not necessarily you that's making the decisions. Pull, stay. How many innings can he go? Somebody somebody with a pocket protector is probably making these decisions. That's not how it goes. Anderson was pitching his tail off, and then you pull him because it's the third time around in the batting order that they're coming around to face him, and they don't like that. I say until he shows a weakness, you keep him in there. That's just me. Old school versus new school, analytics, eye test. Come on. You got to have a feel for the game. In my opinion, I'm not in your position. You leave him in there. So, yeah, SC, and then I got a vested interest in the Baltimore Ravens too. So it was just a raggedy weekend. And in fantasy, I'm playing in two leagues. I lost in one, I won in another. So I'm kind of mixed. But I can get happy and I can get satisfied because the NBA is here. That's my bedfellow, okay? But before we go into the NBA, I want to talk about something we touched on last week, and that was Draymond Green. Let's revisit that if you don't mind. Draymond Green, I said on this airways, I was going to get rid of him. I may not have been very fair to Draymond. Yes, he walked across from the bench, across the court to punch Jordan Poole. It was egregious, terrible act. I don't want to see it anywhere, let alone on a basketball team. But you know one thing we didn't address? What was Jordan Poole saying? Now, between you and me, there are some things you just can't tell me. and then we're going to exchange hands. What did Jordan Poole say? So I don't excuse Draymond by any means because you have to show control even under those circumstances. But what did Jordan Poole say? That has not been revealed yet. That hasn't been shared. But the other thing I want to say, and then I'll give it to you, sir. Steve Kerr, mentored by who? Phil Jackson, mentored by Popovich, who had who on their team? Dennis Rodman. If you know about sideshows, if you know about handling crisis moments, he's learned from the best. And so Steve Kerr is the best coach under these circumstances to be able to handle this situation. I defer to Steve Kerr. I defer to the ownership and general manager. Yes, I would have pulled him, but I'm not you guys. And you guys decided to keep him on, and he'll be a part of the ring ceremony tonight. I'm going to go with you because I trust you. Steve Kerr, you know what you're doing. My co-host here, Vic, was talking about the great management that you guys have up there in Golden State. I will relinquish what I feel and how I saw it to you guys. You guys know even more intimately than I do on what happened, what was going on. And so I'm going to trust your judgment. And then Adam Silver tonight was talking about that incident itself. He said they earned it. They earned it. Golden State has earned this right to handle it internally. So that's so cool. I toss it back to you, sir.
Well, because we'll park there. There's something I did want to talk on the Dodgers, but I definitely will park here for the Golden State Warriors. Again, what great respect as an organization where the way you handle your business, the way you lead, your professionalism, does not create a situation where the NBA big brother has to step into your business. When you can handle those things internally and have that much respect, where they say, you know what, I respect what they got. I defer. So whatever they did, I from a leadership perspective is great. Again, it's up to Steve now from a coach to lead that, to mend, to rebuild. There's a lot of organizational trust that was impacted. You cannot have that happen, one, from the video being leaked, two, from whatever happened between Draymond and Jordan Poole, whatever Jordan said. All those components impact organizational trust, cohesion, commitment, and Kerr has to lead that. He has to bring that together, because if he fails, he loses the trust of those other players that are looking at him and wonder why is Draymond still here. Because a lot of people are looking, and that's what happens as a leader. You have some really challenging experiences that can make or break your leadership. That can make or break you and your ideal as a leader. Make or break your identity as a leader and how you cultivate teams. And when you deal with crisis management situations, that's where you are truly put to the test. Everything is great when it's great. But now when you have a fracture within a team, fracture within an organization, i.e. Dan Snyder, when you have fracture, you now have to lead it.
Yes.
That is where you make or break your team. You know, how Phil Jackson was able to mend and still win a championship that year when Kobe and Shaq had their incident. You know, that speaks, you know, again, volumes to how he's able to lead, motivate, create organizational trust, rebuild organizational trust. So I am definitely interested in how Golden State gets past this, because everyone's seen it. And to your point, you're right. What did you say for a man who has just gotten married within the last 90 days, coming off a 4th championship, has his own podcast? At the end of the day, he has his own brand. What could you have said? And we didn't do this. We did what everybody else does. Said, oh, that was egregious. And we allowed the victim to be the victim. But we did not ask the question, because anyone that has been on a schoolyard growing up and someone said something and you're the one that lays someone out, there's always the people back be like, well, you know, he did say so-and-so, so-and-so. I don't blame Tim for laying this out. Damn, you know, did you hear what Tim did? Did you hear what Dick did on the yard? What happened? Man, he laid so-and-so out. Well, why would he do that? Man, you know he's bigger than him. Yeah, but did you hear what he
Yeah.
said? Oh, he did? Oh,
Right.
you know what?
Right.
I understand. We talked about the Will Smith, Chris Rock incident. Everyone could say, ooh,
Yeah.
Will, that was wrong. However, we understand how you could, just was that the right place? So there's always that, but we didn't go there last week, probably because it was very emotional. It was the
So fresh.
day prior we heard about it. And we're like, okay, whatever. Then we see a video and it's like, oh my gosh. So now we have a week and to really say, you know what could he have said? And then ask yourself, he would have said the forbidden words to me, and then he pushes me, would I have decked him or would I walked away? Because now my manhood may be pushed and challenged. So very interesting. Will that leak? I would love for that to leak. Do I have to wait 20 years for the book to be written to say, yeah, this is what happened that year? They already leaked the video. At least they can say, well, Draymond did lay him out because oh boy went, he said something he shouldn't have said. Then everybody be like, well, that's what happens.
Don't talk about my mama. Don't talk about my mama. Then it's on. It's one of those mama. You can't go to mama.
Yeah, and because again, we can look at that. I'm on the other side of the court. They're drawing back and forth. He could have said, don't say that again. And he does the thing, say what again? Say this. Well, now I come in your face, say that one more time. He says it, and then he pushes me. Well, I already told you to say it one more time. So now you call my bluff, and then you push me. I can't walk away. Like, what happened? Inquiring minds want to know.
Right. We just don't know. But either way, man, I love how Adam Silver, being the man, to me, he's the best commissioner in all the major sports that we have. How he allows this to work within the leadership, if you will, of the of Golden State. So, and him being the leader as well to allow it to work. They have systems in place and allow it to work. So, Adam Silver, kudos to you and thank you, sir. Bro, let's stay in the NBA. We'll deal with the football later, if we touch it at all. Tonight was opening of the NBA, and so we'll see later on the ring ceremony in Golden State. Golden State's playing the Lakers. But before the first game tonight, we got the Sixers against the Boston Celtics. And so our producer, for those who don't know, he's a huge Celtics fan. Well, I want to tell him and to Celtic Nation, the tribute to Bill Russell this evening was magnificent. I can't think of how you could make it any better. And so it was moving, well said. Jaylen Brown for the Celtics spoke on for the organization, and then they had some more tributes, some song and slideshow, but very, very moving and well done. However, having said that, part of me in the back of my mind, and I didn't want to think about it, is the coach, Ime Udoka. I'm sorry, he's not there. There's that still that lingering shadow, if you will, of this whole thing. Instead of me being able to just enjoy the moment, enjoy this honor, love the words, love the songs, love the poem that was being given to this man of tribute, we got another black man who can't keep his willy in his pants. Sad that I had to think about that on this evening, if you will, this memorial. So I had to bring that up, sir. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. Maybe you'll get a chance to see it later on YouTube. But well done as a Celtics organization. How do you explain a coach being suspended for a year and he comes back in a year and it's as though nothing happened? I know we didn't talk about this, but it just questions to my mind. Celtics last year on the cusp of an NBA championship, they hadn't tasted that kind of Kool-Aid or champagne, if you will, for a long, long time. And then all this fallout after the season. So, sir, I want to toss it to you again if you have any thoughts on, or if you got a chance to see the tribute this evening.
have not had a chance to see the tribute this evening, but I definitely will. We did speak about that this summer, how the NBA can honor a great man, Bill Russell. Again, wow. So just to hear your back brief on that, I'm excited to see how they honored him. Um, and that's first class. Again, that's NBA first
Yes.
class. And we're in that today actually seems like a theme of leadership as NBA first class. And we have to give kudos to Adam Silver. What he's done since he's come in. His first thing when he came in, he had to get rid of the Clippers governor. Okay. He was
Yeah.
challenged with that
Donald
and a
Sterling.
lot of,
Yeah.
Donald Sterling, the Black Lives Matter, and allowing the players to have a voice, allowing the players to participate in protest. He did have probably one strike against him, which happened a couple weeks ago with the governor from Phoenix Suns, where he kind of deferred. It's like, what are you deferring for, bro? This guy did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's probably the only mark against him. So, but sticking again in the vein of leadership, and we're focusing on the Boston Celtics, what message are they sending when this guy, their head coach, has done some clear violations that's been founded because they suspended him? Why did you suspend him? Why don't you just fire him? We just talked about what Golden State had to do. We talked about, but that was a player-on-player crime, and that was complete. That was internally. The allegations against the Boston Celtics coach was that he was sexually harassing, sexual allegations of impropriety, things that are some Deshaun Watson level stuff. The head coach, not the player. It wasn't a player. It's the head coach. The head coach. So why is he just suspended for a year? So everybody can forget what happened? So everyone can say, well, he just suspended a year when people are losing their jobs. And we're talking about leadership. So how do players feel comfortable working and listening when their own coach, who's supposed to be a leader of men, showing these men how to be professionals, have to watch their coach come back after he being alleged to have done some very awful things to management staff? How do you do that? This
Right.
I would say they should just fire unless they're doing an investigation and that's what's happening. So it's pending for an investigation. So I'm really interested. While in one vein they're paying great homage to Bill Russell, and they're getting ready to start this fall campaign, and they had a stellar team last year. But in the background, you're right. Why is this thing still dangling? Why is this still dangling as opposed to making a statement as a team? This is not tolerated. We respect women's rights. We respect while we do respect due process, we respect women's right, and even to be in a situation where we have a head coach that had an allegation. I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen this at the collegiate level. We've seen this at the professional level. So why he gets the pass is beyond me. So I think that's a leadership strike for the Celtics for that part, but definitely, them paying homage to Bill Russell and his legacy to the game, the legacy to that team. They get the kudos, but they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth a little bit. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and we have to be fair because we don't know the whole story. We don't know if he did anything salacious or was he being approached and he couldn't contain himself. We don't know. We don't know. But right now, he looks like the guilty party to be suspended. So, again, more information to come out. Or will we ever know? TMZ, where you at? Huh? Where you at, TMZ? You're everywhere else. I'm looking to see if you're in my house. Anyway, the NBA has started up, so I'm excited about that, bro. Anything else that you got for the NBA before we return back to the NFL?
We did speak about in the green room. I have to contain my excitement. Tonight while I watch this game, I am in the Eastern Standard Time zone. It's a 10 p.m. game. Dare I watch what I would think could potentially be the Western Conference Finals? But that's just me looking at a roster of the Los Angeles Lakers and believing we can compete. Do I really want to watch us lose and say, wow, we lost good? Do I really want to watch and say dang, I don't. You've heard me talk about this the last decade. I've been on the East Coast. I've had to go through those days and say, I'm not watching Kobe and them tonight. They're not going to do it. And I get sucked into it, just like the little girl Caroline in the movie Poltergeist. I got sucked right into it. So I have got to manage my expectations and either limit myself to when they play on Sunday afternoons, and then I just watch the highlights, and maybe it won't be as emotional to me. But coming off this weekend with these losses, I don't know if I can take it. So I'm challenged, man. It is the first night of NBA, and part of me wants to just go for it and just, hey, it's still going to be great. What can Steph and them do? But I'm going to look at my team wearing the purple and gold and expect quality. So I'm in a quandary. And because of the time, I probably will watch it. And then I'll be mad and you'll hear about it tomorrow. And then I'll chase that by hoping we'll win another game so we could be 500. And then I say, okay, but let me watch one more game so we could be 2-1. So it's a law of diminishing return. So I got to find out. I got to pick my battles, man.
Yeah. Me, my expectation is this. LeBron is going to pass Kareem for the all-time scoring leader for the NBA. That's huge. That's great. I like greatness, and I like witnessing and seeing greatness. As far as on the floor, we got a new coach, Darvin Ham. And so will he be able to make a difference? Difference with what? Well, we essentially got the same stars. We got Westbrook, we got AD, we got LeBron, and then everybody else. So how are those three are going to be able to mix? How is Darvin going to be able to get them in the pot of stew, and make it taste good? Okay. Otherwise, it's really all about LeBron and getting Kareem's record. We got some young talent. I wish they would be able to mature. But when you have a guy like Kobe, LeBron, AD, these are Westbrook, they're going to have the ball. And these other young guys will not be able to flourish. I just want them to flourish in their role then, because their growth will be stunted. If AD doesn't play more than 50 games, bro, we're stuck like Chuck. If Westbrook is still blowing layups, can't hit the three, and doesn't play defense, we're still stuck like Chuck. If LeBron only plays occasional defense, man, he's still great on offense. Why am I telling you this? Because I want to help you dummy down your expectations. I wanted to tell you, maybe it comes with age, but you're just gonna have to, bro, not be disappointed. I don't want you as my co-host, as my brother. I don't want you to be disappointed. Know that they are going to disappoint you because of the roster as it's presently constructed, because they're on the back nine of their career, Westbrook as well as LeBron, because AD can't stay healthy. What do you need to be able to? What else do you need? And we have a large sample size. We don't have a small sample size. You have a large sample size. So I'm trying to help you out. Enjoy the ride. That's all I want to tell you. Enjoy the ride, brother.
Okay. I think you actually, it may not sound like it to many, but I think you actually talked me into watching it. The part that you talked me into is the fact that it is a new head coach. Same players, new head coach. And maybe I tease myself a little. I say, maybe AD makes it 2 quarters today. And if he makes it, so I got to start with the small victories. If I say he makes it 2 quarters, then I can say, what? I don't care if we win or lose. He made it 2 quarters today before getting hurt. And then I'll say next week he'll make 3 quarters. And then one day he may be able to finish a full game. And I can say, I don't care what our record was. He finished 6 full games this year. I consider that a victory.
Now you're starting to get it. You're starting to get it. You're starting to get it. Small victories, brother. Small victories. It may not end in a W, but small victories. Oh, that's what it's going to be like this year. We're wrapping it up, though. I want to go back to the NFL. Any surprises for you? We're 6 weeks in. I just want to know, any surprises, expectations being met, or not being met. What's your take on the NFL right now, 6 weeks in?
Surprises. Eagles is that dude you don't want to walk down the alley and face. The Eagles look dangerous, and I like it. I like it. Eagles used to be my team as I was growing up, and I lived on the East Coast for about 3 years. The Eagles became the team I really enjoyed because I remember Randall Cunningham, Clyde Simmons, Reggie White, Brian Dawkins. I mean, these guys, that defense was just tenacious. And what they did to the Dallas Cowboys the other night, minus allowing them to come back into the game, that first half, Darius Slay, Blackberry the fourth, I forget his name. Them dudes on defense was flying all around there. Cooper Rush couldn't do nothing. And then that front four, oh my goodness. So Jalen Hurts played with a short field and let them pay for it. So, wow. So what you got your boy, the Heisman Trophy winner from last year, and AJ Brown. So Devontae Adams, and then I believe, and then AJ Brown. Hey, those guys, bruh. That's my biggest surprise. 6-0, and they're looking that. Oh goodness gracious! And I'd say, hey, Buffalo Bills. That is not the '90s version Buffalo Bills. They have the proverbial chip on their shoulder. And I think they're taking names and they're crossing them off as if they were that kid that was bullied, and now they done swelled up and know who they are. They're looking for everybody and want to punch them in the mouth. And what they were able to do from their resiliency against Kansas City, at the end of that game last winter in the playoffs, they circled that calendar saying, I want to play these guys again. And I don't want to play them in Buffalo. I want to play them again in Kansas City. And I want to take their lunch. And they did that, man. I mean, it was at once upon a time, it looked like Kansas City had the game. Kelsey was doing what Kelsey does. But the Bills were not rattled, man. Them jokers, bro, they look, Von Miller. So you asked me about my surprises. I don't know if I could say Buffalo's surprise because we already started seeing them, but they have not peaked yet. So they're scary. They're scary. They're not a surprise. They're scary because they have what a lot of teams lack and what a lot of teams need, which is hunger, tenacity, and I don't give up about it. I'm coming to get you. and I'm putting the league on notice. I'm not a 1-year wonder. I am building something. And oh my goodness. So surprises, Philadelphia Eagles, scary Buffalo Bills. I think they're by far right now the most dominant team in the AFC. I don't see another team right now that scares me like them because they've been tested. And they are only a half a second or a couple seconds away from being undefeated. That mishap that happened in Miami. They didn't lose because Miami beat them. They lost because they ran out of time. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. What about you?
Couple surprises, man. Both New York teams, the Giants and the Jets. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice with what they're doing. And then look at what Green Bay, losing to both of them, one in London and one last week, just got punked. Green Bay. Another surprise, Denver. I thought they would be much better. I don't know what is going on. We talked about that before. Is it the quarterback? Is it the coach? Brand new system. What is going on in the Monday football game last night? I want to say it's San Diego, but they're the LA Chargers against Denver. And Russell doesn't look like he can throw the ball down the field. So that's another surprise. Yes, I agree with you on the Eagles. 6-0. And I am now becoming a Jalen Hurts fan. So, Jalen, keep doing what you're doing. You mentioned the Cowboys. It's time for Dak to come back. I think your boy Cooper Rush has done all that he can do, and an admirable job. Matter of fact, he kept them afloat. But let's see what happens. So the biggest surprise, though, it's to me, it's like you said, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. How they're 6-0, and I don't see a flaw. I don't see a weakness, man. So that's what's scary. I was even looking at the line play when they were slow mo and how they're coming off the ball. Offensive line, I'm talking about making them holes and creating when there's nothing to be created. I'm talking about Hurts now, just pulling it down, getting me 10, pulling it down, getting me 15, staying in the pocket or extending the play, looking around, tossing it down the field. So, man, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I am not surprised about the Bills. I said it on here. Mark the tape. They are my AFC representative. They are my AFC representative. I know I may be a person on the island. That's okay. I've been here before. You know, it's me and Wilson on the island. I'm okay with that. That's okay. But I just love this time of the year. And I'm going to close with this. I just want to say, guys, we got monkeypox. We still got the vaccines that need to be taken because of COVID. You know what? It's flu season as well. You know, hand hygiene, personal hygiene goes a long way during this time. If you're sick, stay home. If you've got a fever, stay home. Go see your doctor. Go get your checkup. Do not expose anybody else to whatever you have. Contain it. Keep it at home. Don't lie. Just stay home. Get your medicine. Get remedied. Take care of it. But in the meantime, in between time, and the reason why I want to say this is that we want to be able to enjoy these moments. Go to our stadiums. Go to our arenas. Go to the court side and be able to enjoy it fully. Yell at the top of your lungs and go team go, whether it's college or pros. But we want to be healthy as well. I just want you as our fans to be healthy. Enjoy your team. We want to know how your team is doing. Let us know. Let us know how we're doing for you as well. So to you, take it to the house, and I'm out.
Hey, this has always been a great time. And yes, it is the fall, which means I've already told my wife I will see you next spring. She asked me the other night on Sunday, she came down and talked to me while I was watching the Cowboys and Eagles game. And she says, "This is the only game today?" I said, "Well, it's the only football game today. There's still a baseball game. And it's football and basketball season starts this week and hockey too. And I think I'm going to a hockey game." So I went to my first hockey game on Monday night with my brother-in-law to watch the Caps play the Vancouver Canucks. And what a high-scoring game, 6 points to 4. It's the first time I've ever watched it, and it was very exciting. So, yeah, it's that time of year for us sports fans to create either sports widows or sports widowers. So I told her I will see her. She needs to find me between Saturday and the next Saturday. You can find me in the man cave. Just knock, please, before you come in and watch it. Only talk to me during commercials. So, hey, hey, what are you going to do? Everybody, just take time and understand this is a very sensitive point of a sports fan's timeline, and watching the calendar and understanding what's happening in significant other space is very critical, because you come and talk to them at the wrong time, they'll probably sleep on the couch anyways. So just understand that. But I just say that. I digress. Hey, everybody, happy life, happy wife, happy spouse, happy house, whatever it takes. But let's understand, it's that time of year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I'm not talking about Christmas, but please take care of your loved ones. This is still the month of October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Next weekend, my fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, is hosting a prostate screening for men of color in particular. Take care of yourself. Prostate cancer, colon cancer. These are some of the most leading cancers within our population. Take it seriously. Ladies,
Yes.
survivors, thank you for your stories. Thank you for your grit. Thank you for your perseverance. I support you. We support you. I had the opportunity to support a breast cancer awareness walk last week. And anyone If I find out any other ones happening, I'm signing up for them. I'm all in. I'm all in. So again, take care of our community, take care of each other, be leaders, and lead by example. Take care, everyone. Hit us up on social media. Yes, it was a hard weekend for me, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I love to get some notes of encouragement, but I'll be okay. Hit us up, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you call it, we'll read it. Take care, you all. Love you all. Enjoy the first night of the NBA. Enjoy it. Take care. Take it to the houses out.